When I was 12, that's when I started using drugs.
I was in juvenile hall because I took things too far.
I felt lost.
And then I started getting into more deeper trouble, and then they found out I have an addiction with the amount of drugs I had in my system when I got caught.
My stepmom, she couldn't really take care of me. She would take out her anger on me, I think because my dad just brought me out of the blue.
Well, I started taking more deeper drugs like then ecstasy, but then it was normal. It wasn't normal ecstasy, it was cocaine based.
When I was little, I was like probably 5, 6, 7, 8, and would just be crying, and he would come home drunk.
So I started taking those, and then it led me to robbing people, so which is bad. But
then my stepmom would like get mad at me and hit me because he would leave and say it's my fault.
At then, I didn't even know what I was doing, so when I sobered up, I'm like, what did I just do?
The day that I got here, it was awkward, very awkward feeling. I felt like this was the first day of a long, long journey.
The essence of Phoenix House vision is realizing the strength of human beings and also understanding that sometimes all of us need help.
Violence is always up and up. Gangs are spreading, so especially in the LA area, you see that. I mean, these are things that kids are seeing. You listen to the kids here, especially in this area, 12 or 13, they'll tell you how many family members are in jail, how many people they've seen killed. I mean, what do you think a 12-year-old does if he sees someone killed in front of him or a body? They don't have the emotional stability or the frontal lobe developed at that point to deal with that.
I had school counseling, I had counseling, and then none of it just seemed to work.
Phoenix House is one of the very, very few providers in the States that actually provides adolescent treatment services.
I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was probably gonna get in fights with the girls because they explained to me how the program ran, and they explained to me that there's girls that tell you what to do, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that thought because I'm thinking, I don't even listen to my parents. Why am I gonna listen to some snobby little girl like me?
I didn't have any rules. There were no rules in my house. I did whatever I wanted to. And all of a sudden to come into this structure and relax into it is very cathartic.
Phoenix House philosophy is change is possible, and we are a vehicle of change. It's strength in numbers. It's kind of like a family concept.
We have family night here where they get to talk to their families, and we also work with the families to be able to interact with their children.
The therapy also helped me with my dad. He would come all the time, every night. He wouldn't miss not one visit, not one therapy session.
There was a big moment, like when family therapy started happening, and then seeing your family cry and all that, it's painful. So, it sucks.
These are the kids that are going to build our future, and whether they had substance dependencies or not, they're all our kids. And what we need to be able to convey to them is how much we value them, and the best way to do it is to provide the education they need.
Once I got with the program and started taking the classes, it actually kept me on track. I think I was actually ahead of the other children outside of the Phoenix House, because I was actually behind on my credits. I was failing like everything. And when I came here, I actually started doing everything, all the work. I didn't have anything better to do. So I was like, I might as well just do my work and learn something.
One of my biggest joys at this place is to watch a kid who never thought they could graduate high school, never thought school was anywhere in their future, and watch them apply to a college.
They would give us a little printout of your class, and I would show it to my dad, and he was just so happy. And just to see that, it made him really happy, because I went from F's and D's to A's and B's.
If they look at my grades back then, if they look at my grades months after Phoenix House, they would see a big change. I mean, I've been to juvenile hall 2 or 3 times, and whenever I got out, it was just back into it. But Phoenix House was new to me, so after Phoenix House, everything changed.
I finally said, you know what, I'm done. I need to shape up, or else I'm never gonna get out of here. And I started to run with the program and not run my own program. Then the music program came along. That really helped me as well.
I create an environment in the studio that allows them to feel comfortable enough to talk about things that they wouldn't necessarily talk about with somebody else. They'll write a song about somebody who just happens to be them. We don't know it, but you know, through talking to them, we find out later that that was the person that they were talking about.
I became a music stipend for John, which was the best, and then I started coming here more often, and then started escalating on my music, writing skills. Just that's all I do now is just write music.
I know that this works. I know it. I see it whenever I have the kids in. I see how effective it is. Music Cares puts on a contest every year. Young people from all over America can send in songs. It's an anti-drug campaign. And so we submitted a song, which was Like a Phoenix in the Air. We've had the kids help work on the lyrics, and we just put it together, and we wound up winning first place with it.
I'd like to see children be able to thrive as opposed to just survive. Many of the kids who come to us have been surviving. They are very adept at street life or getting their drugs or hanging out with the wrong crowd. We can take them to new hope and new possibilities.
I am the person that tries to motivate these kids to change on a daily basis and stays consistent. And that's what we do at Phoenix House. I'm not special. I'm like everybody else.
People may think that they can't change, and people probably in here are thinking that it won't change them, but that's exactly what I thought. But when I came out, it actually did change me. I ended up going back to the studio, and I ended up going back to music. I didn't go back to the drugs.
Those children that have a substance abuse ailments and come to Phoenix House, if there is not a Phoenix House, if there is no funding for a Phoenix House, those children are going to die. Imagine the families and the generations after them that would feel the impacts of a young child passing away because of a dependency.
I don't think about getting high. I have too much on my mind and too many goals I want to reach and too much responsibility to go there. I don't even have the time to do any drugs.
That's what really makes this so rewarding, is when you see those kids coming back, and the work that we've done has actually changed their life.
Our vision is all these kids that need our help, they're our kids. There's no difference between them and my son or my daughter. Again, they were put in certain situations, sometimes no fault of their own, and they need a helping hand to come in and grab them out.
I don't have hate for anyone. Like, I'm the type of guy that is against bullying now, and I'm the type of guy that hates discrimination and all that. But back then I was all in it, and it's just different. Everything's different after I left the doors here.